Now I'm going to teach you how to bake the 3D model texture so that we can use it on our Unity application. We have to bake the texture so that we can use it on the other game engine. For example, you can use it on Unreal, you can use it on Unity, or any preferable game engine that supports math. First, we are going to go into the shading mode. Oh, and I have separated all of the object. I've separated all of them, just or you can just, for example, this cushion got 3 and this one also got 3. You can just separate one and then just make one of them. For example, we'll remove all of this. Now first we are going to add an image texture node, and then we are going to create a new texture. Let's see how many. We are going to rename it into the texture sofa underscore texture. Okay, go into the render properties, make sure you're using cycles, and then choose the bake option over here, and then the default is like combine, if I was not mistaken. We are going to select the bake type into diffuse, and then we are going to the default looks like this, and then we are going to unselect the direct and indirect. We are just going to use the color, and then we are going to set the sampling into 2, render 2 or 1, and then we are going to render it. So make sure your UV editing is good. So let me make it like this. Go into shading, and then press bake over here. Yeah, as you can see, the texture is already baked, and you can select this texture, this model, file, export FBX into desktop, selected objects. We will not apply animation, so close, blah blah blah, sofa 2, and when we go to the 3D viewer object, it's supposed to be colored. You can see here it is colored, but somehow it looks strange. So now we are going to import the 3D model of the sofa to the FBX. First we are going to click import new asset, and then choose the sofa 2 here. If the texture doesn't get into the exported file, you can just save this image manually, just like select the image, save as, select your preferable place, then just drag it over here. I put it here, so just drag the image back into here, the Unity assets, and just extract, put it on materials, create a new folder, materials, and I'm also going to create a new one called textures. We're going to put the materials on materials, and then texture on textures. Put it here, and then sofa, put it onto 3D assets. Oh, let me delete this one. Put it here, and then we're going to go into materials tab, and then put the texture over here. Sofa texture, then go back into the 3D assets, and when we drag it, it will automatically be textured. So then you get the 3D object, you get the materials and the texture. You have to export the material into a folder called materials. This is where you will change the color of the 3D image, 3D model, for example. This material, since we already got the texture, we'll just use sofa texture, and that's all. That's all you need to do for the texture to be applied on Unity. Save the scene. Now we are going to bake all of them. I'm going to speed forward all of the process, so enjoy. Now that we are done, let's see the animation. Oh, it looks good. So yeah, save this file, go into UV editing. Now that we have manually created all of the bake, now we are going to save the bake, all of them. Save as. Go into desktop. Save wherever you want. Sofa texture, cushion or cushion. Let's see what else. Sofa, upper. We will need the lower cushion. Save this. Now, for default Blender object, we don't need to create a specific material for it since it's just a metal, so we can use the default Blender by just adjusting the principal BSDF texture. We can max the metallic and then lower the roughness around until 0.3. That's that's good enough now. So now we are going to put it over here. We are going to rearrange all of them. For Unity, it is kinda special for Blender cause we can't just drag our Blender file straight into Unity. So let me go into 3D assets, delete this one, drag this sofa.plan, drag it, just wait a minute for here. Now we got the textures. Alright, now we are going to drag this over here, set it to 0. Now we are going to unpack this by right click on the object and then prefab unpack, and then we are going to select this one, extract materials, put it on materials, wait for seconds. Now we are going to go into textures and then we are going to import all of our image that we have exported earlier, put it here, and then when we go into the material, we'll just need to select it over here, cushion texture, select cushion. This is the lower one, I think. And which one is this? Sofa texture. Select sofa. This one. Material for iron. Cushion. Lower. This is the upper. Right. Go into the 3D model. Lower cushion. Go into textures. Material. Select lower cushion. Oh, that's the sofa, so drag this one. And for the cushion, this one, we will select this. We'll select this one. Then for the upper one, choose this one. Yeah, it looks good now. So for the iron, we'll use this. That's all. Now we'll need to light this place a little bit. So right click, choose light, point light or directional. Your call, I'll use area light. Put it here by width by 20, and then on 15, I think, no, 10 is enough. Intensity 10. I like it hard. Drag it 0, 0, 0. Let's try this. We'll go into the main camera. No, sorry. to the settings, go into game mode. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong texture. Yeah, this is the right one. Sorry, my bad. So save, choose this, intensity 20, 10 is enough. Let's move it up a little bit. Alright, now we can see our model clearly. Let's move it a little bit stronger. Okay, this is good enough. Adding one more doesn't hurt, right? Right, this is good enough for me. Now we are going to put the 3D model onto the image target. And the area like will be grouped into one. Create empty. Light system. Save it. Now we are going to create an image to be scanned to show this object. Now we are going to for the image target. I have created a previous image, so we are going to create a new one. We are going to add target, single image, choose file, browse. Then we will go into desktop. I have saved the file previously over here, so to start this one, set the width by I think 15. 10 is enough. The width here means scale on the Vuforia. Oh, not this one. The note you will have to make your image quality as high as possible to be scanned. For example, you will not want to use this as image target since it has a lot of details. The the app will be confused on which where to to place an anchor point for the image. If we want a good example of an image target, for example, you can use this. Let me show you. This is a good example. Since the image is clear enough and it's easy to put an anchor point so that the app will be faster to scan the image target and show the model more correctly and precisely. The higher the rating is, the better the photos are. For example, this image got 5 because it is PNG first, and it also has a good anchor point. So yeah, we will use a third grade picture. I'm going to use this image, this one, sofa fur. Just download it, put it with on 10, add it, and then we will have to download the database. Select Unity, I'm going to download it on the desktop, put it here, replace, put it over here, double click on it and then import. And when we put it on image target and we just select from database, learn AR software for same image. For the animation itself, let me close on this for a bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Close this one. Sorry. You will have to save this file. Go back to layout. Let's see the animation. Alright.